Good morning, it is Jane. I have a couple of finished objects today. This first one is a shawl that is written by Elizabeth of Moore's Crafts. She has a YouTube channel and I'll link that down below. This is a pattern that she was asking for testers to do, and look at the pattern, see if there was anything that looked amiss. Anyway, this is the finished object I have. It is what is called one of those angel wings shawls. At least that's what I know them by, or butterfly wings shawl. This is an extremely easy 2-row repeat. Elizabeth does a great job with the pattern. She was worried about wordiness, but I didn't see any wordiness in her pattern. Sorry about that. Anyway, I didn't see any issues with it. What I used was a Karen cake in the color pumpkin spice. I had gotten, I think, 9 of these for a project that I decided against doing. So this is one cake. I didn't use any more than one cake, simply because our prayer shawl had asked for smaller shawls as well as larger, and normally I do make larger shawls, but decided to just stop with the one cake. But it's a great pattern, so check that out. As you know, I was doing the modern granny square afghan, and this is it. It is finished, and I chose to do a picot edging around it. Hope that you can see that. Let's pull that a little bit closer so that you can see that. And this one is going to be going to Boggy Creek. I have 2, this one and the other one that I finished, that will be going to Boggy Creek. This one I was really concerned that it was going to be way too big, but it fits the parameters as well for the Boggy Creek blankets. And then this one is the one that I did with just a plain granny square, and using up all those scraps of Karen's Simply Soft. Just a big old granny square. And I'll put some pictures of these on the bed here. Okay, the one thing that I am working on right now is, you know that I have received, like, I want to say 80 squares of just white crocheted granny squares. I'm putting them together with red in the continuous join method, and I am going to put a border, one round of red and then a couple of rounds of blue to tie it all together. We normally do things for our veterans in our area, so I'm going to throw that for that with the Prayer Shawl Ministry. And that is it. That is what I've been working on, other than I have a craft fair next week. So I'm working on some things for the craft fair, and then our church is having a women's, I don't know if you want to call it a women's retreat, but it's something called Found Faithful, and it runs from 3 to 9 on November the 4th. And those of you that are in the area, or not even in the area, if you're just stopping by nearby, would like to come to it, anyone is invited to that. You can find information for that at bigwoodsbiblechurch.org, and I'll leave the link down for that, for where you can find the information for that one if you'd like to consider coming for that. It does include a soup sandwich bar, and of course the men are going to be making us some lattes as well as serving us coffee during the breaks. I understand that there will be pumpkin spice lattes and salted caramel lattes as well. And normally they include a mocha one or a chocolate latte. So you're going to have those choices in between. And I have one of the deer coming down, staring at me out of the window like, what are you doing in there, you crazy woman? Why do you have the light on? It's just funny to see the expressions on their face. All right, that is it for today. The only other thing is I did want to let you know that the remainder of the Halloween bags that are in my shop, I am putting them on sale for 30% off through the end of October, and then I will be putting what is left out of the shop, pulling them out of the shop so that they can be put up next year or maybe at a later time. So those will be 30% off. There's no coupon needed, no words that you have to apply, just simply they'll be marked and you'll see those that are 30% off in the shop. All right, ready for a little water Tarnation? And we do have the winner of the bruin that did win the prize in the Katmai contest that is held in Alaska every year. But that'll be at the very end. All right, dog trapped in deep cave for 3 days with a bear. A rope rescue team responded to a cave to rescue a dog trapped 40 feet down a narrow opening, and they encountered a bear. The Walden's Creek Volunteer Fire Department said the Sevier County Technical Rope Rescue Team was activated when a dog named Charlie fell down a narrow opening and was trapped 40 feet down. The department said Charlie had been trapped in the cave for 3 days. A rescuer was lowered into the cave but quickly exited when he discovered Charlie was not alone in the cave. There was a 20-pound black bear just feet away. The rescuers waited until the bear left the area and went down to bring Charlie up to the surface. Charlie was dehydrated and hungry, but otherwise uninjured. Now, many of you know that I went on the cruise in May with the hookers on the high seas and took my sister. My sister and I took hundreds of rubber ducks to hide throughout the ship. We had a lot of fun doing that. We met some other duckies along the way that were hiding their ducks as well. And we exchanged stories and some information and, contact information, those kind of things. And we also met a couple there that that's what they do most of the year round is cruise. From one cruise to another cruise. They are diamond members on Norwegian, Royal, and Carnival, which means they can do their laundry totally free. They have all kinds of perks from doing this. They get lower discount prices. But they do that in between missions that they do throughout the year. So it was interesting to meet them and to hear about that kind of lifestyle and how that helps them in their retirement actually save money, which I thought that was rather interesting. Why do I tell you that? Because this woman has lots of ducks, rubber ducks. Seattle woman amasses collection of 5,631 rubber ducks. A Seattle woman with a collection of 5,631 rubber ducks said she originally intended to quit collecting with only 7 of the toys. Charlotte Lee, 54, said she bought her first rubber ducks in 1996 to decorate her bathroom. I thought I would quit after I had 7, but then friends would come over and see them, she told Guinness World Records. Soon I was getting them as gifts for my birthday, Christmas, whenever, really. She now has 5,631 duckies, earning her the Guinness World Record for the largest collection of rubber ducks. She said her collection is still growing. I also have a whole army of friends and acquaintances to help me find ducks all over the world, she said. Charlotte, either take a cruise and find more ducks. Because many of us decorate our ducks. We blinged ours out. All right, next story. Cat found in California was missing for 12 years. Oh, and there is video of all those ducks if you go to that Facebook link that I have below. All right, cat found in California was missing for 12 years. A cat that turned up in a California animal control officer's backyard was reunited with his family 12 years after it was being reported missing. Riverside County Animal Services said in a news release that Animal Control Officer Dalton Churchwell found a cat roaming in his backyard in Blythe and scanned him for a microchip. The microchip revealed the feline named Butters had been reported missing from the family's San Diego home in 2011. Churchwell contacted Butters' family, who had since relocated to Stanwood, Washington. It was just unbelievable. I am so grateful to Officer Churchwell to have Butters identified. The officer just really went out of his way. You know, he did this on a Sunday night on his time off, owner Angelo Castellino said in the news release. The Ask Foundation, a nonprofit organization dedicated to supporting the Animal Services Department, offered to foot the bill to fly Butters to Seattle for a reunion. Volunteer Larry Rudolph accompanied the cat on the journey and turned Butters over to Castellino and his wife, Shelley. The Castellinos said Butters is now settling in his home with his brother, Barnacles. Butters' whereabouts for the missing 12 years are unknown, and the Castellinos said they have no idea how their cat made the more than 200-mile journey from San Diego to Blythe. And there is video of the reunion, and it's rather interesting. Do you know, I'm telling you this because I can see this beyond you and beyond the camera. I have 4 deer that are just standing here looking at me. It's kind of funny. All right, Missouri man paddles 38.4 miles in hollowed out pumpkin. A Missouri man climbed into a hollowed out pumpkin he grew himself and paddled 38.4 miles down the Missouri River to break a world record. Steve Cooney of Lebanon carved his 1,208-pound pumpkin into a boat he dubbed Huckleberry and spent 11 hours paddling from Kansas City, Kansas to Napoleon, Missouri. Cooney was accompanied in his journey by about a dozen boats from the Paddle KC Paddling Club. Club members served as support team and helped document the journey. Nebraska man Dwayne Hansen previously set that Guinness World Record by paddling 37.5 miles in 2022. Cooney's team said he surpassed Hansen's total by paddling 38.4 miles. Evidence from the attempt is now being submitted to Guinness World Records for official certification. Dog dubbed Cheeto after rescue from a plastic cheese ball container. A dog seen wandering with a plastic cheese ball container stuck over its head for at least 3 days was freed by animal rescuers in Michigan. Tom Walsh, who runs the Last Stop Animal Rescue and Sanctuary in Carleton with his wife Sue, said the dog, nicknamed Cheeto, was seen wandering for at least 3 days with his head stuck in the plastic jug. Walsh said a member of the public was able to catch the dog and brought him to the rescue, where the jug was finally removed. Cheeto did not have any ID tags or a microchip when he was found, but the rescue is now hoping to find the canine's owner. And we have a winner for the Fat Bear Week. Fat Bruin 128 Grazer named the winner of Fat Bear Week. A large female bear's combination of skill and toughness earned her the top spot in Katmai National Park's 2023 Fat Bear Week, the National Park Service announced the bear dubbed 128 Grazer bested 11 other bears in the annual contest, which calls on members of the public to vote for their favorite rotund bears at the Alaska Park. The National Park Service praised 128 Grazer for her skill and toughness in a Facebook post. The first-time champion won the final round of voting against 32 Chunk, described as a mountain of a male with a prominent posterior. Though she may be blissfully unaware of her new title in this imaginary competition, her success is real, Katmai National Park said in an Instagram post. In the bear world, fat equals success, and all the bears have been working endlessly to pack on the pounds needed to survive winter hibernation. It's a competition where all the contenders are winners. That is it for What in Tarnation. All right. We are going to start a different type of devotional. This one is Promises from God's Heart, Comforting Truth for Every Need. This is put out by Dayspring, and I believe the year was, I don't see it in here. Anyway, let's get started. And I'm just going to start with the introduction. And we'll just go week by week throughout this whole book. I promise. These two words are so simple, yet they are filled with power and anticipation of something binding and strong. We hear and say them from time to time. From the time we're born, and use them to ensure that our word is true. Parents promise to be there for us. Friends promise to be our best friend forever. And as we get older, a fiancé promises to be yours till death do us part. But as we grow, it doesn't take long to realize that not everyone keeps his or her promises. And with every broken promise falls a broken piece of the heart. When that happens, how do you know who to believe and trust anymore? Well, there is one who can always be trusted. He's got a perfect record for keeping promises. God and His Word are full of assurances that have remained true and reliable since the beginning of time. Just as He promised prophets and disciples from the Old and New Testaments, He hears your every prayer today and vows to give you hope that you can believe in. If you are trying to overcome fear, He promises to give you His strength. If you are hurting, He will give you comfort and fill you with peace. There are hundreds of them filled with His commitment of love and faithfulness, provision and grace, and so much more. No matter where you are in life or what circumstance you find yourself, He's made pledges straight from His heart to yours to help you throughout each day and every need of your journey. Read them, memorize them, and know with full confidence that you are loved and cared for with the greatest capacity ever known to humankind. These are just a few of God's promises to you. For all God's words are right, and everything He does is worthy of our trust. Psalms 33, verse 4. All right, that is it for today's podcast. As always, I will see you again soon. And remember to be kind to one another, love one another, and get in touch with God today. See you guys soon. Bye.